What's up, everybody? Coach Mel's here, coming at you with a brand new Valorant video. And while we're in this little period of time where I'm waiting for the patch to drop, it'll probably be out maybe while you're watching this. We got a little hint at what's on patch 3.0 as far as all the gun changes are concerned. The different walk inaccuracy changes and the dead zone plus changes to tagging. This could fundamentally change Valorant as we know it, and we need to break it all down, and it's incredibly important. So make sure you watch the end, smash the like, subscribe, and right now there's never been a better time to go to the GameLeap website than our special summer 50% off sale. If you're dedicated to hone your skills and climb all the way to Diamond, Immortal, and beyond, you gotta go check it out right now for that special 50% off while it lasts. But without further ado, let's jump into the video. Now we gotta talk about an article released by Running Back GG that talks about a lot of the changes on the patch a little bit prematurely, a little leaked, and that is what I like. I mean, honestly, just hearing the term leaked is basically foreplay for me at this point. But the first thing that we need to talk about is the walking and running inaccuracy. So a whole bunch of weapons actually received walking inaccuracy changes, and some weapons have received running inaccuracy changes. So let's break them down right here. So all rifles, walking inaccuracy was changed from 1.3 to 2.0. Running unchanged at 5.0. Heavies, walking inaccuracy changed from 0.5 to 2.5, running unchanged from 6.0, and all SMGs, walking inaccuracy changed from 0.3 to 1.0, running inaccuracy changed from 2.0 to 2.5. So you see right here that for the running inaccuracy for rifles and heavies, that's not changing, but it is changing on the SMG, meaning that you can't run and gun as well as you used to be able to on all the SMG type weapons, which is just gonna lead to less freaking running Spectres and running Stingers and things like that. Now, the interesting thing is just how much the walking inaccuracy has changed. I mean, it's almost double as bad on rifles. It's like 4 times as bad, almost 5 times as bad for heavies, and SMGs, it's like more than 3 times as bad. This is really tightening up the gunplay in Valorant. No longer is it the case that Valorant is like the easier game to pull off mechanically than a game like CS. And for the most part, a lot of people have been right in the past saying that Valorant's mechanics have been way easier. I mean, way more forgiving. You could move, you didn't have to counter strike perfectly, and your gun would still be pretty accurate. But this changes all that, and it seems like Riot is taking a step in the direction to make the game much more gunplay disciplined oriented, and it's definitely an interesting direction. But for a lot of people, this is gonna feel like shit for, like, you know, the first couple of weeks until you get used to it. Next up, we gotta talk about the list of specific weapons changes. First off, we gotta talk about the classic, where it's walking inaccuracy changed from 0.25 to 0.84. The running inaccuracy changed from 1.5 to 2.1. Now for the frenzy, the walking inaccuracy changed from 0.25 to 0.8, and the running inaccuracy changed from 1.0 to 2.0. The ghost, walking inaccuracy changed from 0.25 to 0.92, and the running inaccuracy changed from 1.85 to 2.3. Now for the sheriff, the walking inaccuracy changed from 0.25 to 1.2, and the running inaccuracy changed from 2.0 to 3.0. Now, it doesn't really matter if you know what these numbers mean. All you need to know is the ratio that it has increased by, right? So the walking inaccuracy from 2.5 to 0.84 on the frenzy, that is almost a 4x. The classic is gonna be way inaccurate while walking now, and the same thing is true for the frenzy, and the same thing is true for the ghost and the sheriff. You cannot be walking while using these weapons anymore. They just will not work. And honestly, the running inaccuracy part is a really big deal as well. Weapons like the frenzies are not going to be great for running and gunning. The classic is not going to be as, you know, carefree as being able to just run and still be pretty accurate. The ghost is not going to be as floaty, where it seems like no matter what you do, you couldn't make that gun inaccurate. And the sheriff is definitely going to need disciplined counter-strafing. All of this is still with the same theme, making the gunplay more tight, more refined, more difficult, and I think it's actually a good thing for Valorant in the long run. But don't freak out if right when you start this patch, everything just feels absolutely miserable, because for some of you, it might feel that way. Now, the next thing that we need to talk about is a very interesting topic about dead zone and tagging. Now, what dead zone is specifically talking about is the movement speed at which a player becomes inaccurate. So basically, you could still be close to perfectly accurate even while you're moving for a tiny period of time, and that is the dead zone, where As you're starting to move, or as you're almost completely at a stop, not quite, but you're almost there, this dead zone allows you to replicate what it's like to be standing still for a very specific small window. Now, the dead zone actually just got reduced though, from 30% to 27.5%. Now, while this is a really small change, basically what this is gonna do is make it a little bit more punishing to you for like slightly moving before you fire, and you're not gonna be accurate until you have stopped for a little bit longer. It's a really tiny change, but it's just furthering that idea where there's less of a wiggle room for you to be perfectly accurate. Because imagine if the dead zone was 0. That means that you would have to be at a flat out dead stop to be perfectly accurate at all. And the second you moved away from that, now you have that walking or that running inaccuracy, which means you would literally have to be completely standing still. And while it's not quite to that percentage, this is just pushing it towards that direction a little bit more, meaning that you have to be a lot tighter with when you're actually pulling that trigger. Now, the next thing that we gotta talk about is tagging, which has been heavily controversial in Valorant. Some people mainly saying that tagging just hits you too hard, right? You get shot and it slows you down and you can't escape. You know, you get shot like in the leg and now you're basically being rooted to the ground and you just can't run away. I think that's one of the big things that a lot of people have been having just general problems with, especially when you compare this game directly to CSGO, which has much less severe tagging. But basically the effect of tagging actually has been slightly reduced from 75% to 72.5%. Now, this is a very slight change, but you gotta understand that slight changes to tagging can be a really big deal because that slight change could mean you getting away when you weren't getting away before. And when you add up this tiny change to the multitude of bullets you could get hit by, that could just be tons of lives that you're getting away. Tons of scenarios where you are not being punished for, you know, jiggle peeking a corner and just getting shot in the arm, and you can actually get away. Now, I feel like this is an experiment. I feel like Riot actually might, you know, make this number even less in the future, but for now, I actually think that this is a really good direction. I think that tagging has been way too severe. It's one of my big complaints about the game since the beginning, and I really like a step in this direction. Now, in summary, ultimately, the game is gonna feel a lot different, and I think Riot is just making this new episode just one to change the entire game. From new weapon balances to tons of agent changes and even reworks to a new agent altogether, and these changes that fundamentally change how we have played the game since the beginning. I am incredibly excited. I hope you're excited. Let me know what you think about this entire thing in the comments down below, and go to the GameLeap website right now for the best quality guides that you'll find anywhere with our special summer sale. You get a fat 50% off, so there's never been a better time to jump aboard, so go check it out right now down below. But I've been making some Halo content on TikTok and it like blew the hell up, and I've been reposting all that to my YouTube, so go check it out, Coach_Mills, and drop that sub. But thank you so much for coming by. Hope you enjoyed the video. Love your faces. See you next time.